Hi everybody, this is my blog called December Isn't Real. Oh, you can subscribe to it. Ah, make sure to subscribe from the bottom corner. I didn't know you could do that, that's cool. This is a fun one. Why I Make Art. Entry number 6, 7th June 2024. It's good to see you again, Syra. And if it's your first time, then welcome to the communion. A few weeks ago we passed the 1 year anniversary of my album To Take a Life, and while I meant to write about that in the last blog, a more important topic of internet safety arose. So in this week's blog I talk about how I choose release dates for my projects, what art means to me, and why I make it in the first place. Also I review the Shrek movies. Anyway, here's my favourite song from To Take a Life. It's relevant now. Why I make art. I make art because I want to explore my emotions and make something that someone may find important. I make art to connect with others and discover different perceptions. I make art out of a desire to capture my thoughts and feelings in a bottle, a screenshot of self-expression, so I can analyse the artist in hopes to better understand who he is. I make art because I've spent the majority of my life around people who are content to consume rather than create. I make art because my time on this earth is so monumentally minute that there is little reason to spend it doing something I don't enjoy. I make art because it's not yet perfect. However, as we established a couple of weeks ago, perfect doesn't really exist. That means I'll be making art forever. I make art because I want to. I make art because I can. I make art because no one will make it for me. What my art is, and what it has done for me. My art has taken shape in many forms over the years. As a child I drew pictures, wrote songs, and sang in a church choir. As a preteen I took up photography and video editing. During my teenage years I produced music, made short films, and tinkered with game development. Now I'm an adult, and I'm a freelance video editor, writer, photographer, graphic designer, and musician. I never stopped creating. At all stages of my development, and hopefully in my continuing life, I have ceaselessly involved myself with creative outlets, always trying to learn something new. I wear many hats, and even though some of them might not fit me that well, I still believe it's worth my time to practice these different hobbies to see what I can gain from it, or who I can meet. Having these passions is unashamedly what is keeping me alive, and it's why I'm so dependent on them. I just love making things. Without these platforms, I wouldn't be able to express myself how I have done in the past. If I didn't have an avenue to pour my thoughts into, I wouldn't have made the progress I have with my mental health and self-perception. My art, specifically my music, has and will continue to save my life day after day. And the fact that other people can hear it, identify with it, feel something from it, and share their stories with me is one of the most intricately touching and intimately profound experiences I think a human being can have. Which project matters most to me? To Take a Life, probably. I mean, that project is something really special, and I can't wait to keep expanding on that universe with future albums. An older song that comes to mind in particular is I Can't Think, a piece I started in mid-2018 and finished in April 2019. It's been hidden for years, so I've made it public now. I just noticed that I put the chronological order stuff, the other dates here. I should have put it down in the picture. The song's a bit rough to listen to now, but it has some good ideas. I've learned so much since then, and there are definitely lots of things I do differently now. How did I write this? I don't think it's aged all that poorly. It's still quite nice. This song got me through a rough time, but I'll talk about that in another blog, as it's quite a lot to unpack. I don't have a good segue into this next point, so let's just move on. What makes for a good release date? There are lots of factors that come into play when releasing your project, many of which can be directly responsible for its success. It's not just when you release something, but how it's released that determines the response you'll receive. I'm not a professional analyst or trend-watching number cruncher. I don't know when the best time to release something is. I don't know why I always account for other art forms and not just focus on discussing music, because that's what my art is. Let me repeat, I don't know when the best time to release music is. I suppose when it's finished is a good rule of thumb if nothing else. I would suggest picking a date that has some significance to your project, and one that leaves you ample time to polish up anything that's unfinished. Also make sure it's not crowded among releases from other creators in the same genre as you, or larger creators in general. For me, a content creator with a small online audience already, I try to find a date to release music that coincides with another event, so that I can drum up conversation about it naturally alongside the focus topic. You're essentially piggybacking off of another project, which might feel a bit forced, but as a small creator, it's a much less intrusive way to promote yourself, as opposed to spending lots of money on advertisements no one will pay attention to, or spamming your bloody SoundCloud links in the comments of other people's videos. This image was really small, it was really annoying, because I wanted it to be bigger. Let's take a look at my main project's release dates. Bride Yard was released on the 20th of October 2020 on a Tuesday. Hollow Tower was released on the 12th of July 2021 on a Monday. Horizon Origins OSC was released on the 22nd of the 2nd of the 2022nd on a Tuesday. And To Take a Life was released on the 15th of May 2023 on a Monday. Other dates in chronological order, the 2nd of August? Yeah, 2021, that was when This Is It came out. The 4th of October 2021, that's when Dead Man's Face came out. The 4th of September 2023, that's when Tales from Amanari came out. The 11th of November, which was just a cool number, in 2023, that's when Cube came out. And then on Christmas Day last year, the 25th of the 12th month, 2023, Boots and Bones came out. Now, out of the first 4 examples that I gave you, you might notice that I typically choose a day to release near the beginning of the week. I don't know if it really helps that much, but I like to release products at the beginning of the week rather than the end, as some streaming platforms take business days to process their submissions. Better that everything goes live at once. Your Content My Crisis comes out on a Monday too, if you're curious. Also, you may see a palindrome-like pattern emerge from the dates that I land on. I like picking dates with symmetry, the 12th, 7/21, 2/2/2/2/2/2/2/2/2, 11/11/23, ah shit, okay, not that one. Something I want to have as well is a product release in each month of the year. So far all that's left is January, March, April and June. I wonder when they'll happen, and what they'll be. I predict that April 1 will be some dark EDM stuff in like 2026. I don't know, I'd like to focus on some smaller projects after my current ones are done. Some release dates, like September 4th for Tales from Amanari, are chosen because Monday, but also because it's a date that meant something to me at the time. As long as multiple of my requirements meet up, I don't mind when a project comes out. What matters most is that it's ready and I'm relatively happy with it. Shrek review, let's go. Bro, we've been watching the Shrek quadrilogy this month. I wrote this at like 5 in the morning, by the way. Along with Puss in Boots 1, we're watching 2 tomorrow, and man, I've got to tell you about Puss in Boots 2, but that's for next week's vlog. Those films have aged really damn well. Great writing, stunning animation and cinematography, the music, audio and voice acting are all really consistently high quality across the board as well. I'd happily throw on any of these films and end up having a good time. 4 starts off a bit shaky, with a really strange drop in animation quality in the opening scenes. I did come close to tears at the end of the film though, when the sun came up, just a really clever through line that ties the plots together cleanly. 3's a bit aimless and forgettable, but got some good laughs out of me. 2 and 1 still hold up the best. That Puss in Boots movie was really good too. The thing I appreciate most about the films is their inclusion of adult themes such as parenting, legacy, death, race, sacrifice and purpose. They don't shy away from juggling advanced topics and find neutral ways, mostly, to incorporate them into the main plot without dragging its feet or developing singular focus, although they're not really explored with that much depth most of the time. I'm glad they tried to weave elements like that into what is primarily a kids movie. What surprised me most was how strong and relevant most of the writing is. Of course there's lots of innuendos and adult jokes that I finally understand upon revisiting these films as an adult, but there are also loads of topical political references that are still biting 2 days later. Decades later. Not just 2 days. Really good films, all worth a watch. If 4 started off a bit stronger, then that would probably be my favourite, but I like 2 and 1 the most so far. I'll let you know how Puss 2 is next week. Anyway, that's all for today. I'll try and post on time next vlog. I've just been so busy now that I've been working again. Yeah, this vlog came out like 2 minutes before midnight. I just had to scrambly put it together. I think I didn't finish it because we were watching a movie after this, so then I had to add this in super late in the afternoon, in the morning. Anyway, take care, warm, happy, healthy, Nomad community.